life into something that you can never own.
Hello, Aquarius. So here is your weekly reading for like the upcoming week. And obviously this is a general reading, so take what resonates and like take what works for you. Whatever doesn't work, it doesn't work. So here we go. Let's take a look at what the cards have to say. Okay, one card for my Aquariuses, please. Okay, another card for my Aquarius. Okay, those two came out. And then I need one more card for my Aquariuses. Which one is it? The Knight of Wands. Yeah, well, you kind of came out too, so we're going to put that under that like that, because I feel like he might have a message for you as well. So let me take a look. And one reversal for my Aquariuses, please. One reversal for my Aquariuses. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then, what is your recommended outcome for my Aquarius? What is your recommended task? The Hermit. Okay, look at that. So, oh, you got the Hermit twice, man. You guys. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let me take a look. Just give me 1 second. Let me organize my thoughts. Okay, so in your recent past, you have the Hermit. In your current position, you have the Seven of Cups. And in your near future, you have the Knight of Wands and the King of Cups. What is the obstacle or situation that you need to overcome is the Four of Swords. And then what the universe, your God, spirit guides, angels, the tree down the street, whoever you believe in is recommending for you is the Hermit. So let's take a look. Let's delve a little deeper. So the Hermit is all about kind of like going within in a sense. It's about soul searching. It's about taking some time away from society and your daily routine and kind of reflecting and just having a minute. It's like about taking a break, but it's not necessarily just rest and relaxation. It's about kind of like figuring out, is the path that you're on currently, is it really the right one for you? Are you happy? Like, is what you're doing, is it making you happy? Are you having the life that you've wanted to have? Are you on that path to make yourself happy in that sense? So the Seven of Cups is all about having a lot of options. You know, it could be about daydreaming a little bit, but I like to think daydreaming to me is not necessarily always unproductive, because sometimes when I daydream, I'm daydreaming about different ways and scenarios something could work out. So in a way, I see it as a creative aspect, but daydreaming is always important as long as it's always creative, as long as occasionally you put action behind it. Like sometimes when you take action upon something. So I don't think daydreaming is a bad thing, but it could also be that you're faced with a lot of different options. Maybe there's different things that you want to do, or there's different things you want to try, and you're not really sure exactly what is it you should do or the way to go about something. You're still in this like a little bit like not really sure, you haven't pinned anything down state. But in your near future with the Knight of Wands, I feel like you're going to be moving forward. He's about quick movement, but he's about like seeing what he wants and going after it. But with the King of Cups kind of coming out with him, I feel like the King of Cups he's very in control of his emotions. So I think you're going to be going forward, but you're going to be going forward very controlled. Like you're going to be very, you're going to be a real adult, Aquarius, you're like going to be adulting real well. You're going to not be going willy-nilly. You have a very clear plan. And I think you're going to be very, smart about it is what I want to say. Now, the Four of Swords reversed, this could be overworking, overthinking, and you need a rest and you're not taking the rest, and you know you need the rest. And I'm wondering if that's going with the Seven of Cups a little bit, because in this daydreaming area, sometimes it could include worries. Sometimes when we daydream about stuff that we're worried about as well, or you're overworking your brain. So I feel like this could also be like you kind of needing to take a moment and acknowledging that you might need a break here and there, let your brain kind of chill out, or let yourself kind of chill out and your emotions chill out a little bit, because I definitely think you are headed in the right direction. It's just you might be getting a little bit caught up in that. And I think it's also saying don't forget to take the break. And now what's recommended for you is the Hermit yet again. I feel like you've gone from this moment of kind of self-reflection, taking a break from maybe your normal structure of the way your life is going and trying to figure things out, to like seeing many different options and thinking about different ways of doing things, to kind of like probably like stressing yourself out or overworking, because with the Knight of Wands, you're really going for something. You're really putting stuff into action, and you're definitely have a good plan, and emotionally you're like involved in it too. Like you have this really good foundation with actions and your emotions here. I think that is wonderful. But I think the Hermit, what's recommended again is to still self-reflect, to still take that time. If you're overworking or overdoing it, still take the time. In a way, to me, the Hermit is almost like you're taking time, but you're doing it like constructively, if that makes any sense. So it's not like, oh, you're just gonna willy-nilly do whatever. He's kind of like, okay, take a break, but think about how maybe you could make something better, but don't stress yourself out in a sense. Like he's figuring out a better way of things. So I think you need to kind of maybe go back into that Hermit mode to kind of work out some of the finer details with whatever's going on with you guys, to kind of be able to move forward more effectively in a sense. So that's what I'm kind of getting from here. So I definitely think you're kind of doing something, and I think it's super exciting, but just don't like overdo it in a sense, and kind of don't get lost on the way, because I feel like you had this Hermit moment where you kind of had these realizations, and sometimes we can get caught up in the everyday like shenanigans again. So I think this is saying you're doing something different, and I think it's going to be really, really good for you. But like, just, you got to always come back to center, like always come back to what you really want for yourself or what's best for you. Don't get caught up again in like the shenanigans in a sense, if that makes sense. Okay, let's continue. Let's see what else we get for you guys, Aquariuses. Okay, let's get another card for my Aquariuses, another card for my Aquariuses. Did something pop out? I thought I saw something pop out. Nope. Okay, I'm just seeing things. One more card for my Aquariuses. I need a card for my Aquariuses. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I am magnetic to what I want. I repel what I do not want. And I really feel like that's kind of going with the self-reflection with the Hermit and the self-discovery is you're probably realizing in a sense that like we attract what we desire. So if you're kind of putting out chaotic energy in the world, you're going to get chaotic energy back. So you need to kind of be really focused on like the things that you want. And I feel like that's what the Hermit, he is focused on figuring out what's best for him. And maybe it's not quite exactly the way things are supposed to be done, but he's seeing what's making him happy and the betterment of his soul. And I think that you need to kind of just keep in that mind space as you're going on your travels or doing whatever. Keep that foundation with you, so you're kind of attracting more of what you feel is like good for you in a sense. Okay, so let's see what else we get here. Okay, so that came out right away, Sunstone. But let me get one more card for you guys. Come on, one more card for my Aquariuses. One more card for my Aquariuses. Then you guys got these two. So you got Sunstone. Take pleasure in the things you do, and I think that's important. I think with the Hermit, he's kind of like about reevaluating that kind of stuff. So I think that's important. What is this? Roto something? It's something. It's a Roto something. It's Roto. I'm gonna call it the Roto. The Roto C. Remember your worth. And then we got Angelite. Support is all around you. So this is fantastic. So take pleasure in the things you do. And I definitely think with the Knight of Wands, that action card, I definitely think that's coming into that. Because with the King of Cups, he's very emotionally sound. So for me, whatever you're doing, I think it's something connected to something that you enjoy, and you're being like a super adult about it, and you're emotionally like sound with it. So I think it's something that you do enjoy, because the cups are about our emotions and everything. Remember your worth. I definitely think that goes with the Hermit here a little bit, is that you just need to kind of get back to what you're happy about, get back to that foundation, and support is all around you. And I feel like that's kind of like the support, either friends, family, spiritual support, whatever it is. So whatever you're doing, I feel like that's even saying with the Seven of Cups, sometimes this daydreaming could be kind of, you know, you could also be kind of worried about certain things, but I think sometimes you need to remember that like you have a good foundation, like you're okay, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine, Aquariuses. So let's take a look. Let's see what else we got for you guys. One more card for my Aquariuses. Ooh, Solitude. Oh my God, Solitude, guys, really? You got two Hermits and you got a Solitude? Okay, so I think this is definitely saying that I think whatever kind of solitude in a sense you were having is probably good for you, and you should continue to figure that out a little bit, because I think you're kind of having a breakthrough in a sense. And sometimes the solitude, it gives us time to kind of shake our daily habits and routines up a little bit. So when you go back to them, maybe certain things you can change and you could streamline, or you don't need to do certain things anymore because it's like, you're like, I'm tired, I don't have to do it that way. So sometimes that's good for us too. So let's see what else we get for you. Okay. Okay, you got reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So, let me see. Now, obviously, these are the romance angels. They could be dealing with romance, or I like to sometimes take them on the higher level. And, so reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. I wonder if in this hermit mode that you're going through, I wonder if you're realizing like you're getting back in touch with like yourself or your younger self. Because sometimes I think this is why a lot of people go through the midlife crises in a way. Like when you're younger, you have certain things that you want out of your life. You have certain things that you want to do. But as life goes on, you get older, you have more of the responsibilities, you have more of the structure of things the way you're supposed to do. And you kind of, in a sense, lose a little bit of, I don't want to say you lose your youth, but you kind of sacrifice what you once wanted to do for now. You're sacrificing for your family, you're sacrificing for others, because now you have to provide, you have to do things a different kind of way. So you lose yourself. And then once people kind of, the children have grown up and are now flying on their own, people go through these midlife crises in a sense where they're really just getting back to the stuff that they once loved, like when they say some of these men buy these fancy cars, well, they probably loved the fancy cars as a kid, and now they're getting back to the fancy cars, So I think this could be with this hermit mode, is that this reconciliation, this might be in a sense you reconciling with yourself, like you remembering the way you used to be for some of you, and what you used to want, what your dreams used to be, what you wanted out of life, and you might be getting in touch with that a little bit. So that to me could be a little bit what could be going on, or this could be that maybe a friendship that you haven't seen, a friend you haven't seen in ages, you're now kind of reaching out. So you take this how this works for you. You take it how it works for you. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And I wonder for you, obviously this could be you getting to know somebody else, or this could be you kind of going through this hermit mode and reflecting on your own self, and kind of maybe like facing, like, what do they call it, the shadow self, or getting to know yourself deeper. Because I feel like sometimes we go into these like autopilot modes where we're having to face a responsibility, and we don't really have time to really think or put ourselves first in a sense, or really we don't have time. We have to sacrifice for others because like now you got the kids you got to feed, you got to take care of stuff. Like little Johnny, he needs to go to a soccer practice or whatever, so you don't have time, but you might be in a place now where you're trying to get back to having time for yourself, or kind of figuring out what is it that you want. You could be at a place in your life, you're like, what, how do I want the rest of my life to look? What do I want for the rest of my life? I'm not dead yet, so what do I want? You might be trying to figure that out. You might have done things a certain kind of way, and you're like, what? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something different. So you're figuring things out. I think you're like really getting in touch with yourself, and you're figuring out what you want, Aquarius is. And give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. And this obviously could be you working on friendships and relationships with other people, but this also could be like you just continuing on working on your relationship with yourself. Because I feel like with the solitude and hermit, I think that's like a main theme for you right now, is you figuring out kind of like, what does the Aquarius want? What does the Aquarius's inner child want, So you need to figure that out. You're going to figure it out, guys. Okay, let's take a look. Here we go. Let's see what else we got for you. Okay, another card. Okay, so we got these ones that came out. Okay. Be sure to taste your words before you spit them out. Oh, and I feel like this could be you having conversations with other people, or you having conversations with yourself, or even your thoughts. Because sometimes we attract what we say, we attract back to us. Like, so you should always have good thoughts, and then you'll attract good. So definitely This is just saying, take a second to reflect on what you are saying, what you're thinking. Make sure it's really it's coming out how you really want it. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. So that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. So, and I feel like, I wonder if some of this work you're doing with yourself, like this hermit mode and the solitude, I wonder if you're facing certain things that maybe you're not quite happy with within yourself. And sometimes we need to go through that. We need to understand, well, why do we feel this kind of way? Why is this bothering us? Once you have those keys and you unlock those doors, I'm telling you, it's like you can kind of almost like let things go, or understand why you may react a certain kind of way to certain situations. And then it's almost like it doesn't bother you anymore. Like you can kind of let it go. You can kind of put it to rest, and it's no longer yours to burden. It's no longer a burden of yours, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is how it's coming to me. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. So I definitely think that's important, because if you're changing things up, like with this hermit thing, if you're really changing, or you're trying to change your mind or figure things out going forward a little different, don't doubt yourself. You just have to try. But I do think with this Knight of Wands, he's about trying, he's about doing, he's about action. So I think, and with the King of Cups, this is all about in a sense being sure of yourself emotionally, like you're emotionally sure. And I feel like with these two combined together, that's extremely important. You can't run from the shadow, but you can invite it to dance. Now, oh my God. Okay, guys, Aquariuses. I feel like that's going with the Hermit, your double Hermit over here, your Hermit squared, and your Solitude. I feel like you're definitely doing some soul searching, some introspection, some shadow work, call it what you will. But you are probably facing the good parts of yourself, the bad parts, and everything in between. And sometimes you just need to accept and figure it out, and then you can kind of move forward. But I definitely think this is very important. I definitely think this is a real theme for you guys, is that you are figuring yourself out a little bit deeper. Okay, so here we have Magic 8 Ball. Think of your question. We'll get to that in a second. But first, let's see what Spirit of the Dish shall be with you guys in the upcoming week. What Spirit of the Dish for my Aquariuses. Okay. Ooh, you guys, one came out right away. Ooh, you got, oh my God. Man, you guys here, I can't with you. Look at this. You got the beginning, which is the egg. What came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know, but I feel like, I'm telling you, with all this stuff here, I feel like you're really getting back to the beginning. You're getting back to your core foundation here, You're getting back, even with the reconciliation, I feel like everything here is saying that you're kind of going through something where you're like a self-discovery almost. I feel like that's what's going on. You're like rediscovering yourself, or parts of yourself that you weren't, maybe you didn't really, I don't say entertain, but you didn't really like delve into. So I think that's really great. Sometimes you got to be the egg to grow into the chicken. So I feel like you guys were the chicken, and now you've become the egg again, and then you're going to become the chicken again. So here we go. So you're reclaiming your chicken. You're changing yourself to be a better chicken than you were before. So there you guys go. You got the beginning. So let's take a look. Let's continue. Okay, let's see what else we got for you guys. Okay, so you got Sagittariuses. And Sagittariuses are very free loving. Like they just are very, I don't want to say they're free, but like they kind of like are willing to, I don't want to say change, but they're like willing, they have that kind of fluidity to them. So that could be important for some of you, or some of you might be dealing with a Sagittarius. And then you got Libra, which is all about kind of like those scales, that balance and everything. So that's very interesting. So what else do we have here for you guys? You guys got Neptune. Neptune is about vision, creativity, and illusions. So, and then you have Jupiter, and this is about expansion and good fortune. So I do believe you're expanding on something, even if it's just expanding within yourself. That's always important. So then you have the 4th house, which is about the home, intuition, parenting, and children. And then you have the 11th house, which is about originality, humanitarianism, connections, and creative ideas. So take that how it works for some of you. Okay, so let's see what what dinner and a movie the universe is recommending for you guys. What dinner and a movie for my Aquariuses. What dinner and a movie for my Aquariuses. Oh, you got Mexican and action. So Mexican food and action films. Okay, and let's get your little stones. And let's see what else we got for you. So you got peace and hope. I feel like this is you finding peace, and through that, I think you're going to kind of find hope. If something has been bogging you down or whatever, I think you're going to really be overcoming that, you know? And let's see what else we got. Okay, so there's H, E, H, N, I, L, H, 3, and you got 7. Okay, so here we go, guys. Here we go, guys. Think of your question. Okay. Oh, mystical, magical 8 ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Aquarius's question? It says, yes, definitely. There you guys go. Okay, I will see you later. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.